Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhultale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshacharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Oh Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Oh Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Patita Pavana Gauranita. Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Patita Pavana Gauranita. Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Nita Gaura Sundar Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari. Sakshi Mata Vrndavan Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Jaya. Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari. Vishnu Priya Vrndavan Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Sundar Gaura Hari. Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Patita Pavana Gauranita. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha Sharadbihari, Radha Sharadbihari, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Sharadbihari, Radha Sharadbihari, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radhe. Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe. Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Krishna Jaya Krishna Jaya Shri Krishna Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya 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 Gurudev, 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev. What? Can you sing it with me? Yeah. You don't even have to play it. No. Just sing it with me.
Well, what's your starting point?
Huh?
What's your starting point? Ready?
No, look.
In the meantime, play the harmony.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You just have to sing it. Yeah. Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari Shri Gaura Hari Shri Gaura Hari Shohi Krishna Bihari Shri Gaura Hari Sai Krishna Bihari Shri Gaura Hari Shohi Krishna Bihari Shri Gaura Hari दुग्धा तुम्बि दंदा दली दला दुग्धा तुम्बि दादी मोचा खंदा दली दला दुग्धा तुम्बि दादी मोचा खंदा दली दला दुग्धा तुम्बि दादी मोचा खंदा भजा भक्ता वत्सला श्री गौरारी सयाना शशकुली पिष्टा खीर पुली पायसना अस्तुकी पिष्टा का खीरा पुली पायसना भजा भक्ता वत्सला श्री गौरारी 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 कर्पूर अमृत केली रंब खीरा सारा 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 अमृत रसाला अम्ल द्वादश प्रकार 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 राजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी लुची चीनी सर्प लड्डू लड्डू रस भेली लुची चीनी सर्प लड्डू रस भेली लुची चीनी सर्पुरी लड्डू रस भेली लुची चीनी सर्पुरी लड्डू रस बाली भोजन करे न कृष्ण होय कुटिहाली भोजन करे न कृष्ण होय कुतहाली भोजन करे न कृष्ण होय कुटिहाली भोजन करे न कृष्ण होय कुतहाली भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी 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 राधिका रपक अन विविध व्यंजना 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 परमानंद कृष्ण कोरन भजना परमानंद कृष्ण कोरन भजना परमानंद कृष्ण कोरन भजना परमानंद कृष्ण कोरन भजना भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी 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 चले बले लड्डू खाए श्री मधु मंगला 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 बगल बजाय अरे देह हरि बोलो 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 भजा भगत वत्सल श्री गौराहरी 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 राधिका दिगन हरि नयन रखोने राधिका दिगन हरि नयन राधिकादिगण हेरि नयन रकोन राधिकादिगण हेरि नयन रकोन तृप्त होए के कृष्ण यशोदा भवन तृप्त होए काय कृष्ण यशोदा भवन तृप्त होए के कृष्ण यशोदा भवन तृप्त होए काय कृष्ण यशोदा भवन भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौरा हरि 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 भोजनंत प्रिय कृष्ण सुभाषित वारी 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 सब मुख प्रक होए सारी सारी सब मुख प्रकल होए सारी 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 सब मुख प्रकल होए सारी सारी सब मुख प्रकल होए सारी सारी भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौरा हरि 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 हस्तमुख परलिय जत सख गाने हस्तमुख गाने हस्तमुख प्रकलिय जट सख गाने हस्तमुख प्रकलिय जट सख गाने आनंद विश्रम कोरे बलदेव शाने 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 भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौरा हरि 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 जंबुल रसाला अना तंबुल मसाला जंबुल रसाला अने तंबुल मसाला तंबुल रसाला अने तंबुल मसाला जंबुल रसाला अने तंबुल मसाला तहा के कृष्ण चंद्र सुख निद्र गेला 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 भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौरा हरि 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 विश्लक कसिखी पूछा चमरा ढुलाया विशालक की पूछा चमरा ढुलाया विशालक शिखी पूछा चमरा ढुलाया विशालक की पूछा चमरा ढुलाया अपूर्व सया कृष्ण सुख निद्र जाया अपूर्व सया कृष्ण सुख निद्र जाया अपूर्व सया कृष्ण सुख निद्र जाया अपूर्व सया कृष्ण निद्र जाया भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौरा हरि भज भगत Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Radha Sharadbihari Radha Sharadbihari Radhe Jaya Radha Sharadbihari Radha Sharadbihari Radhe Radhe Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We want to welcome all the devotees for our annual Janmasthami. We are very happy to have so many devotees, and we expect more and more coming in. We are about to start Janmasthami, which is actually the birthday of Krishna. And before we do that, which is the midnight arati, we always start with Abhishek, which is the bathing of the Lord. It's a ceremonial bathing that we bathe the Lord with 5 different liquids. So we're about to start. If I can make a humble request, we need to clear the space because we're going to form 2 lines. And we request the parents to please keep the kids under control, because if it gets too crowded, they're going to hurt themselves. And we have corners that we don't want them to get hurt. So please do block the lines. We're going to form 2 lines, and it's going to go one at a time, and there'll be devotees helping you. And as soon as they bring out the deities, Sri Sri Radha Sharadbihari ki, a devotee will blow the conch shell. And the reason we blow the conch shell is an announcement to all of us that the Lord is going to come. And when the Lord comes, we all say, Jai Sri Sri Radha Sharadbihari ki. And we offer our obeisances, and we'll do the arati, and once that is done, we will invite devotees to come in 2 lines. So if we can just start clearing the space right here, that way we can form 2 lines, and that way, and also keep the kids aside, that way they don't get hurt. Without Swana Guranga, are we ready? You can blow the conch shell, Prabhu. Haribol.
Sri Sri Radha Sharadbihari ki. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastachadi Shatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalo naste vanaste vanaste vagatiranyata. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama.
Wait, sing one. Sing one. Again.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One break is slow.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sri Radha Sharadbihari ki.
I'm gonna ask Vishnu. Can you sing that now? Okay, then you say. You want to play on there? Yeah. It's already on here. Oh, move forward.
We have to move everything.
You can just play it on there. It's already on here. I put it up. I mean, you can play 2B, but it's not.
No, don't play 2B. Don't play 2B. Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakiat. Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane
Kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Ami jamula puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Ami jamula puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Shama vamshidhari mani mancho pairi Shama lila rasaraj Shama vamshidhari mani mancho pairi Karlila rasaraj Shama vamshidhari mani mancho pairi Karlila rasaraj Shama vamshidhari mani manokari Karlila rasaraj Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat Krishna keli Yasuda prasharva 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 Krishna keli Yasuda prasarvane Krishna keli Yasuda prasarvana Ashtadalo pairi Sri Radha Sharadbihari Ashta sakhi parijana Hari Sri Radha Sharadbihari Ashta sakhi parijana Ashtadalo pairi Sri Radha Sharadbihari Ashta sakhi parijan Ashtadalo pairi Sri Radha Sharadbihari Ashta sakhi parijana Ami jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu sakhiyat 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 Sugita nartane sava sakhi gane Tushi che yugalagane
Now we are singing a bhajan. She's singing Hey Gopinath. Huh?
Sugita nartane sava sakhi gane Tushi che yugalagane Sugita nartane sava sakhi gane Tushi che yugalagane Krishna lila hari prakriti sundari Krishna lila shobha bane Krishna lila hari prakriti sundari Krishna chiro shobha bane Krishna lila hari prakriti sundari Vistari che shobha सखिया আমি যমুনা ফুলিনে কদম কাননে কেরিনু সখিয়া আমি যমুনা ফুলিনে কদম কাননে কেরিনু সখিয়া ঘরে না যাইব বনে কাশিব ও লীলা রাসরা তারে ঘরে না যাইবা doesn't work.
It's not even on?
No.
It's on, but it's not working. Super, this one's not working.
Is it plugged in? It's not.
No. It's on, though.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, it's good.
Gopinath, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Jaya Prabhupada, Shila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Shila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Sri Sri Radha Gopinath ki
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me get in the picture. Right here, right above. Get a picture if you don't forget.
No.
It's going on my face. Don't get it at the right time though. At the right time.
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing here. It's going on my face so others can see it. Right.
Hare Krishna.
I see that. I need pictures for Facebook. Right. Why do you need pictures for Facebook? Because Facebook is where all the moms are. I can't post pictures. Wait, what'd she say? What? Have you seen my cover photo? Yeah. Not really. My Instagram one's different. Yeah, New York. Bro, I'm soothing it, bro. It takes me time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Which stage? Which one? Both.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Bol.
What time is it? But yo.
Oh my god, my god.
Are you ready to do lecture or do you want kirtan for like an hour?
Mom,
Announcements? Yeah.
oh, so not right now.
Hare Krishna. Let's try that one more time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Want to thank all the devotees for coming to our Janmasthami program, but guess what? It's not over. We have at least about 2.5 hours, if my math serves me correct. It's about 9:30, so we are right on time. It's always, whenever we come for Abhishek Janmashtami, it's very, very important that we also hear the glories of Krishna. One thing is to bathe, there's another thing to hear. We were taught in the Bhakti Yoga tradition that the first and the foremost devotional process is hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Hearing and chanting. When we hear and chant, the more it goes together with other philosophy, with the deity worship, with the bathing of the Lord, serving the devotees, and complete surrender. So we are going to have a very wonderful class given by His Grace Naveen Sham Prabhu. He's getting his stuff ready. I'm going to move out of the way here. And he's going to share with us. What are you going to share with us, Naveen? This is amazing. The mystery of Krishna's birth. The mystery of Krishna's birth. So please, if you can, be as silent as possible so we can really hear the mysteries of Krishna's birth. Even I want to hear it. I'm sure there's more than one mysteries. If we can keep the volume down, especially no talking would be better so we can all hear. And if we can also keep the kids quiet, if you can, there is a room downstairs that kids can play. We have toys, we have books and stuff like that. And that's, we have a small nursery downstairs. If not, please do keep the kids quiet and we all can hear this wonderful class. You ready, Naveen? 2 more minutes? Okay, we're gonna put the seat over here. So I need to get out of the way. I'll watch my foot. Okay. How many of you is the first time for you here in this temple? Wow, we have returns. First time, Haribol. Thank you for coming. So happy that you could come with us and join us and have a party. Please come again. If you stay local, please come again. And just to let the devotees know that we have a normal Sunday program, 4:30 to about 7 o'clock. Every Sunday. So we welcome you to join us every Sunday, 4:30 to 7. We do have a Sunday school. We have 4 classes, ages 5 all the way up to ages 18. Oh, it's at age 4. Where's Mamina? I'm trying to find her. I can't find her. Anyway, but we have ages 4 up. Age 4, Mamina? Or 5? 4. 4. Okay, 4 and 5. Thank you, Tungavidya. So if you know of any kids or your own kid that's ages 4 and up, and you would like them to know about Bhakti Yoga, Krishna's pastimes, what does he do? Who is the Lord? And many, many more Vedic knowledge, please do register your child. We will be starting up Sunday school on September 11th. And again, we have 4 classes, ages 4 through 18. So if you would like to enroll your kids, please do come see me, and we'll be very happy to have your kids join the Sunday school. Thank you, Swarna Guranga. I like that one. You ready, Naveen? Yeah. Haribol. So let's hear the mysteries of Krishna's birth. Let's be as quiet as possible. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Very nice to see such a full temple room on the birthday. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki. Oh, see, that's very nice. So thank you all for coming to the temple for this festival, and thank you for staying to hear a little bit about the mysteries of Krishna's birth. So this is usually if I give a class, it's equally applicable to first-timer or somebody who's been here for a very long time. This one's a little more, I'm assuming some familiarity with Krishna's birth lila. We're going to kind of delve a little bit into that. So if you're not so familiar, then you can get Krishna book from the book table. You can read, become familiar after. I'm going to chant a little bit later, but I want to start. So this is a nice verse. Actually, I thought if we have to be here till midnight, but I know we have more kirtan and all planned, so we won't go through. But I thought this is a nice verse to know. This is Bhagavad Gita. Oh, okay, sure. All right, just a public service announcement. Please, people might be coming in from prasadam or whatever, so if everyone could move up, that you can see there's so much room here. Especially on this ladies' side here, so much room. If you wouldn't mind moving up a little bit, so that as people come, they can sit in the back. They don't have to jostle for room. Thank you. So why are we going to get into the mysteries of Krishna's birth? Because he says, So maybe we can, I don't know, try to memorize this verse. How many of you have this verse memorized? You know it. You know it by heart. Huh? Janma karma chame divyam. So if you try to have some of the meaning, that makes it easier. You can see the word for word. This is taken from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Janma is the birth, right? Janmashtami, birth on the 8th day. Janma. Karma is activities. Cha, and, me, mine, divyam. So birth and activities of Krishna are divine. And that's what he says, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. What happens to such a person? If we skip to this third line, taktva deham, taktva, giving up, deha, when you give up your body. Does anybody here expect to keep their body forever? You're giving it up. Today, tomorrow, a week, a year, 100 years, you're giving it up. You can't freeze it. You can't hermetically seal it. You have to give it away. You have to give it away and everything connected with the body. So this is the whole point of coming to the Hare Krishna temple, is to make a little investment in what happens after you give up the body. So punar janma. So mostly when you give up your body, punar janma, another birth, so many births. Samsara, right? The cycle. Samsara chakra, the cycle of birth and death, so many births. So Krishna says, well, normally you would take another birth. But he says, naiti. That won't happen. Mameti. So if you understand his divine birth and activities, evam yo veti, Veda, to know tattvataha, to know in reality, in truth. So this is actually what you should be spending your time with. Job, money, family, this will come naturally. This is not an extraordinary thing. This is not an extraordinary. You have your karma, this will take care of itself. The thing that will not come automatically, is understanding Krishna. This you must put your effort into. Brain taxation, Prabhupada would say. So that's why we're going to do a little bit that tonight, hopefully to jumpstart. If you don't have Bhagavad Gita at home, please take a copy today, very auspicious day. You read one verse, 5 minutes a day. Can we afford that? Right? How much time we're, Facebook, this, that, whatever. 5 minutes we can do. Reading news, Apple News, so depressing and horrifying what you see on the news. So 5 minutes, you do that. And then the rest of the day, do whatever you're doing. But you invest a little 5 minutes, and that will pay off. Put a little bit of your brain energy to figure out the youngsters going to school and all. This is the thing to figure out. All right, so we're going to try to understand a little bit Krishna's birth, tattvataha. We'll do a little quiz format. You know, I know it's late at night. Some of you have not eaten. So question number 1. So don't feel afraid to say wrong answers. Wrong answers will get you half credit. No answer will get you 0 credit. So at least get half credit, right? No problem. All right, so you can even call out, raise your hand. Who are his birth parents? Who's Krishna's birth parents? Yes. Vasudev, Devaki, very nice. Yeah, we have a second. Any other answers? Yashoda. Okay, good. Thank you. That was one of the other answers we're looking for from one of our younger members. Very encouraging. Yes, we have even a younger member. Yes. She said Balaram? What did she say? Or did she say Badam? No, I don't know what she said. Okay. Very good, but she answered. See, she gets half point. All the adults are getting zeros. She has half point, right? All right. So, yeah, one answer is Vasudev Devaki. So this is of course, right, the most obvious answer of all of them, right? We know the story. I won't go into it right now, but we know the story, right? Vasudev Devaki getting married, and then they're going, and Kamsa is the brother, right? Taking her to the groom's house, and then the voice from the sky, right?
Kamsa, you fool. You are taking your sister, but her 8th son will kill you.
And of course, he immediately goes from, taking his sister, protecting, to sword, It's just like, hey, what happened? Anyways, so then in prison, so many children took birth, and then Krishna takes birth. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So that we know. But there's something. What about Sutapa and Prishni? Who are they? Well, let's read a little bit. This is another answer. So this is in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm looking at Canto 10, Chapter 3, Text 32. This is after Krishna takes birth, right? From Devaki. He says, "My dear mother, best of the chaste, in your previous birth, in the Swayambhuva millennium, you were known as Prishni." And then father was known as, and Vasudev, who was the most pious Prajapati, was named Sutapa. And he says, when both of you were ordered by Lord Brahma to create progeny, you first underwent severe austerities by controlling your senses. My dear father and mother, you endured rain, wind, strong sun, scorching heat, and severe cold, suffering all sorts of inconvenience according to different seasons, by practicing pranayama to control the air within the body through yoga, and by eating only air and dry leaves fallen from the trees. You cleansed from your minds all dirty things. In this way, desiring a benediction from me, you worship me with peaceful minds. See, so the pregnant ladies, if you want Krishna as your son, you have to eat air and dry leaves. No ice cream, no pickles. No, then you get very nice devotee children. No problem, no problem. So Krishna is describing, he says, after 12,000 years, while they were meditating, they expressed a desire to have a son just like him. And then he says, since I found no one else as highly elevated as you, in simplicity and other good qualities, I appeared in this world as Prishni Garbha, or one who is celebrated as having taken birth from Prishni. And then in the next millennium, I again appeared from the two of you, who appeared as my mother. Anybody know this next incarnation? So Sutapa and Prishni, and then eventually Vasudeva Devaki, and in between? Anyone want half point for a wrong answer? Oh, here we go. You've got some bold. Yes. Say anything. You'll get half point for anything. What about your friend? Your friend has a guess, or who's behind you? Yeah. Yashoda? Okay, good. Good. So we'll get to them. But that's good. Thank you for reminding us that we have to deal with Yashoda. She's coming up. So he says, my mother Aditi and my father Kashyapa. And then he was born as Upendra, which is another name of what incarnation of the Lord? He's one of Das Avatar. Vaman. Who said that? I heard Vaman. Did you say? Very good. Well, yeah, Vamadev. Okay. So this is also part of the mystery. Is they had these previous births, which makes it's a little confusing because here, so Prabhupada explains, let's say, for example, in one purport, he says, whenever Krishna descends, Vasudeva and Devaki also descend as the Lord's father and mother. Their personalities are expansions of Krishna's personal body. They are not ordinary living beings, he says. Okay? Then somewhere else he says, he's comparing them actually to Nanda and Yashoda. He says, because we just read, right? They had to do severe penances and austerities to become the father and mother of Krishna. And he says this is the difference between Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddhas. So he actually compares them to Nanda and Yashoda, who didn't have to do these austerities. So it's a little bit of a mystery, right? Because we would say there's a spiritual world. Krishna lives there eternally. So he has, Prabhupada just said, they're expansions of Krishna's personal body. So they're eternal mother and father. So where's the question of being these different people and performing austerities, right? So what's the answer to this mystery? The answer is that generally one body is one Atma. One body is one Jiva. But sometimes you can have multiple personalities inside one body. So here we can understand the mystery is solved if we understand that there's the eternal parents of Krishna, Vasudeva Devaki, but then also, right, these personalities, Sutapa and Prishni, also getting to experience that in that particular lila. So that's your sadhana siddha, nitya siddha. There's the eternally perfect, eternal parents of Krishna, but then there's another personality kind of along for this lila. So it's mysterious. Mysterious. Okay, it's going to get more mysterious. It's going to get more mysterious. Because, right, and we had some of you, well, here, we'll get to Nanda and Yashoda in a second. First we have Drona and Dhara. Who are they? Where'd they come from? So that's also Srimad Bhagavatam. This is our encyclopedia of knowledge. If you're wondering about anything within our tradition, you can go find. So this is Shukadeva Goswami saying, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma. Again, these personalities are born at the beginning of creation. Their job is to create more people. There's an empty universe. Brahma has kids, and that's his main order, is like, fill it up. There's so many planets. Please fill it up. So that was Sutapa and Prishni. They were meant to create children. He says to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dhara, spoke to Lord Brahma in this way. When Brahma said, yes, let it be so. Oh, here, we've skipped what they said. Drona and Dhara said, please permit us to be born on the planet Earth so that after our appearance, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller and Master of all planets, will also appear and spread devotional service, the ultimate goal of life, so that those born in this material world may very easily be delivered from the miserable condition of materialistic life by accepting this devotional service. And Lord Brahma, he said, yes, let it be so. So the most fortunate Drona, who is equal to Bhagavan, appeared in Vrajapur, Vrindavan, as the most famous Nanda Maharaj. And his wife Dhara appeared as mother, who were our Yashoda guessers, right? We had some good Yashoda guessers. Good. So, same thing. Now you can see, they just prayed, there was no austerity. They just prayed, hey, let's take birth, and we want Krishna to come. So same thing. Nanda Maharaj is always Krishna's father. And in the spiritual world, there's another world. There's no birth there. There's no death. There's no disease. There's no suffering. There's no ignorance. So that world is where we came from. And in that world, Nanda Maharaj is always Krishna's father. So he has no business being separate from Krishna and taking birth in the material world. So he's there. But when Krishna comes down, then that Nanda Maharaj will also come. And then there's maybe some demigod, some exalted personality that also had some desire to have the Lord as their son. So they will also come along for the ride. All right? So that's when we're talking about Krishna's parents, we have that mystery. Now here's the last one. This might blow your mind a little bit. It blew my mind. So the thing is, we said birth parents, right? Birth parents. That's why we're saying Vasudeva Devaki. So Nanda Yashoda, they're not the birth parents, right? Right? Like Vasudeva takes, right? Krishna's born in the jail, and he takes across the Yamuna, and he goes from Mathura to, right, to Gokul. And then Nanda Maharaj becomes the foster father. We say this. But here's the thing. Shastra says, Vrindavanam parityaja padam ekam na gacchati. That Krishna never takes even one step out of Vrindavan. He doesn't take one step outside Vrindavan. So how did he end up in Mathura? If Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, how did he end up in Mathura? So, this Krishna in Mathura is Vasudeva Krishna. He's Krishna. He's sort of a extension of Krishna. The original Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So here, some of you may know this, some not, but it's a very nice mystery. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says Krishna appeared simultaneously as the son of Devaki and as the son of Yashoda. So actually, our acharyas say that usually we hear that Yashoda gave birth to a daughter and Devaki gave birth to a son, and they swapped. But actually, Yashoda gave birth to twins. She gave birth to Krishna, Nandan Krishna, who never leaves Vrindavan. And so when Vasudev brought Vasudev, Krishna, then he merged with that Krishna. Okay? And actually, if you follow the Leelas, when does Krishna leave Vrindavan? Who takes him away when it's time to leave? Who knows? Who wants half a point or even 1 point? When he's a little older, who takes him away? Who said? Akrur. Yeah. Good, right? Akrur takes him. And actually, they stop at the Yamuna, and the same thing happens. This Nandan Krishna, who never leaves Vrindavan, he stays, and he sends the Vasudev Krishna. And that's why Akrura sees in the Yamuna, he sees like the four-armed form and the Sheshanag, and he's like, what's going on? So you can see, Krishna never does leave. Now that's one mystery. I don't know how many of you knew that. Now here's another mystery. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's guru, he states that Devaki, besides being the name of Vasudev's wife, is also a name of Mother Yashoda. Oh my God, blowing my mind, man. Right? Adipurana says, Dve namni Nanda bharyaya Yashoda Devaki cha. The wife of Nanda has two names, Yashoda and Devaki. So that's why I wanted to chant. I thought it's Janmashtami, and that's kind of a blissful meditation that you can sing Devaki, and you're actually getting both the mothers. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Bolo. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Sing. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Mata ki, Shoda Mata ki. All right. All right, so he was, there's 6 types of avatars. 6 types of avatars. It's a very elaborate science, huh? People will say, oh, what is this? Hindu mythology, you know? Listen, no offense to other religions, but our creation story is not just, you know, something, okay, let there be this and whatever, okay? Very elaborate, very elaborate. So 6 types of avatars. This Sanatan Goswami is learning this from Lord Chaitanya. Anybody know any one of these categories? Yeah. Green? Oh, you're answering the question. Okay, good. No, you get your half point. First, let's talk about the different avatars. What are the 6 types of avatars? Anyone know? Yeah. Huh? Leela avatars. Yeah. Pastime avatars. And you know anything else? Kurma avatar. Kurma is one of the Leela avatars. Yeah, that's good. Anyways, Manvantar avatars, Guna avatars, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. So many types of avatars. So, the Yuga avatar comes to give the Yuga Dharma. Okay? So, when Krishna came, he was fulfilling this function of being a Yuga avatar. So, and Garga Muni, he explains this, that he's telling Krishna's parents when he's doing his Jyotish, right, looking at the chart. What you will say looking at Krishna's chart? Yes, he will get married, he will have few children, he will go to IIT, right? I mean, what you will say reading Krishna's chart? No, he says, oh yes, this sun, he appears in every yuga, every age. And actually he has had different colors. He has had different colors. So, what's the first age in the cycle of yugas? What's the first yuga? Satya Yuga. Okay, very good. A lot of points on this one. Good. He can go tell my daughter to give you a free cookie. Okay. She's outside. So Satya Yuga, he appears in a white color. White color. It's described. So it's described in Satya Yuga, the Lord is white and four-armed, has matted locks, and wears a garment of tree bark. He carries a black deerskin, a sacred thread, prayer beads, and the rod and water pot of a brahmachari. And then he gives some names. He's known as Hamsa, Suparna, Vaikunta, Dharma, Yogeshwar, Amala, Ishvara, Purusha, Avyakta, Paramatma. Anyway, usually I think of Naranarayan Rishi. You know what I mean? He has also, right, four arms, and he's wearing deer skin, whatever. So what? Although somewhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada says that actually that's describing Kapila Dev. Lord Kapila appears. So what is the religion he teaches? The Yuga avatar is teaching the Yuga Dharma. What is the Dharma in Satya Yuga? What is the religious practice? Who knows? Here's someone else. You're winning too many points. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, okay, they said yagya, so we're only giving you half a point anyways. That's later. Who knows what's the meditation in the first stage? Yeah, we'll give you full point for that. It's meditation. Because they live for so long that they can just, and that's why the Yuga avatar is a very simple monk, right? Teaching. Just sit down in the forest, meditate. All right, what's the next yuga? Trita? And the color of the Yuga avatar. I know we had green. That is one of the avatars. That's more Lila avatar. But the one that's coming to teach the religion in the age, Bhagavatam says differently. Who knows what color?
She says
silver. Silver. Half point. Good, see? They're all 0 points. Mataji, they're all 0 points. So you went ahead of them. Good, thank you. So Bhagavatam says, this same section, yes, I heard Parikshit Prabhu say red, yes, good point. So he comes red. These are a little bit unknown avatars. These are not famous like Lord Ram and all, right? Treta Yuga, Lord appears with a red complexion. He has 4 arms, golden hair, and wears a triple belt, representing initiation into the 3 Vedas. Embodying the knowledge of worship by, I don't want to give away the clue. What's the religion in that age, is what you are saying. That's yagya, sacrifice. So listen to the description. Embodying the knowledge of worship by sacrificial performance, which is contained in the Rig, Sama, and Yajur Vedas. His symbols are the ladle, spoon, and other implements of sacrifice. So we've been to Havan. How many have you been to? Fire sacrifice. Raise your hand. Right? So why does he need a spoon? Why do you need a spoon? To eat the halava at the end? No. Why do you need a spoon? Who knows? Yeah. See, to pour the ghee, right? To pour the ghee. So that's religion in the second age. Very elaborate sacrifices, putting grains, ghee, mantras, right? Very, pronouncing. All right. So then, okay, now it gets a little mysterious. So, what's the next yuga? Dwapara Yuga. What color is the incarnation there? Well, who appeared in this most recent Dwapara Yuga? I'll give you a hint. Whose birthday is it today? Okay, right? All right, Krishna. So what color is Krishna? Blue, black, both full points. Do you have an answer? Wait, we have a nice one. Do you have the color of Krishna? You had your hand raised for color of Krishna? Blue, yeah. Shama, kind of a dark blue, a new rain cloud. Prabhupada, I think Shama Sundar, or another devotee asked him once, what does Krishna look like? He said, you have seen this acetylene torch for welding? Glowing blue, something like that. All right, so, and what does he teach? What's the dharma for Dwapara Yuga? We had penance, meditation, we had yagyas, and now we have. That was the right answer, but let me hear. What's the religion for that previous age, Dwapara Yuga? What did we just do? What did we finish doing? The deities, right? Deity worship. So he comes to teach that. Now, very interesting. So generally blue, now this is the interesting thing, is here's Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is not that Lord Krishna himself appears in a blackish color in all the Dwapara Yugas. In other Dwapara Yugas, previous to Lord Krishna's appearance, the Supreme Lord appeared in a greenish body by his own personal expansion. So it's not wrong, we're talking about a different yuga, and it's mentioned in some places. Now, also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, another place, it's talking about the different colors for the ages. And for Dwapara Yuga, it says Shama, dark blue, in Dwapara Yuga. So this is the thing to understand, is this last Dwapara Yuga, Krishna came. But generally, in the day of Brahma, there's 1,000 of these cycles. So 1,000 Dwapara Yugas. So in 999 of them, Krishna doesn't come himself. Okay? But he still comes as a Yuga avatar. And he comes in that color, the dark blue color, and he teaches how to do deity worship. So he did double duty in this, and we'll come to that in a second. So that's a very rare time. Actually, we're taking birth in a very rare time. And the Dwapara Yuga that Krishna himself comes, that's a nice picture, looking blue. That Dwapara Yuga, then someone else special comes. Okay, so then after Dwapara Yuga, the next Yuga is Kali Yuga. This is our Yuga now, right? Kali Yuga. Okay. So what color is Krishna come in Kali Yuga? What color? Let me hear. Hey, somebody wants half points, right? Yellow? I heard yellow. Other guesses? White? What did you say? White? Okay, good. Good for a half point. Black. Actually that's a full point. That's a full point. So this is the thing. This is the mystery. Is just like there's always an incarnation, okay, in Dwapara Yuga, but it's not always Krishna. In this Kali Yuga, he came yellow, Lord Chaitanya. But he doesn't come 999 times out of 1,000, there's no Lord Chaitanya. And so this is the mystery, is actually Krishna still comes because the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is what? What did Lord Chaitanya teach? Hare Krishna, right? To chant. So this is always the Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga. Always. This Gopinath Acharya tells in the debate with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma says there's not supposed to be an incarnation in Kali Yuga, so why you're saying Lord Chaitanya is the incarnation? And Gopinath Acharya says, no, there is always an incarnation, a Yuga avatar in every Yuga. And in this Chaitanya Charitamrita, it talks about, Prabhupada says, generally in Kali Yuga, it's Krishna, black, but in special cases, yellow. Lord Chaitanya came. And, I was looking into this because one of the names of Vishnu or Krishna is Tri-Yuga. And so I was interested. I was like, well, they say, okay, Lord Chaitanya, he wasn't, that's a special case. But if he's coming in every Kali Yuga, why we say Tri-Yuga? So I did a little research. So I'm going to share the mystery. Do you want to hear the mystery? You understand the question before I give you the answer? Right? The question is, Lord Chaitanya, or Lord Vishnu and Krishna are known as Tri-Yuga. So that's because they don't count coming in Kali. Can I rotate this up? I have to loosen this part, huh? Oh, there we go, yeah. But he appears in every Yuga, so why not? Okay, so the answer is that the other Yugas he comes and pretty much announces, and everyone worships. Oh, this is Bhagavan. This is Vishnu has come. In Kali Yuga, he comes hidden. He doesn't manifest. He doesn't manifest that he is God. So that's the difference. So even in the other, and Lord Chaitanya certainly came, he's acting as Krishna's devotee. So in the other Kali Yugas, Krishna also does this. Thank you. All right, so what do you think? This is an interesting mystery, right? You know something you didn't know before you came, right? All right. Let's, okay, this one, I will just go through a little briefly, is who is he now? And this is what I was saying, is we might say that he's an avatar, because we read in the beginning of Krishna book, this is what you see here, all the devas, they go to Lord Brahma, and they're like, it's looking really bad. I think it's time for an avatar of Vishnu. So then they go to the ocean of milk. Maybe you can make it chocolate too. I don't know. But it's plain milk normally. And then Lord Brahma gets a message from Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And Prabhupada explains, he is the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through whom all the incarnations within this universe appear. So generally, these incarnations, like we talked about, right? This Yuga avatars, they're coming and they're an expansion of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. But Krishna is not an avatar. And Prabhupada, he's the avatari. Actually, he's the source of avatars. And Prabhupada explains in one conversation, he says this Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, he is the super soul. And when any incarnation comes within this universe, please, you can go down if you want to make noise or eat or whatever. We have room for you downstairs. You don't have to leave. But here we'll try to learn a little bit about Krishna's mysteries. He says, in that way, Krishna comes through Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, but this Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is the expansion of Krishna. Anyway, so this is like, he comes, it's almost like you may have ambassador, right? The United States will appoint an ambassador to India. But what if the president says, I'm going to be the ambassador for this time. I'm going to India. I will be the ambassador, right? It doesn't mean he's just the ambassador. No, he's the president also. He's just coming in that role. So that's what we should understand. Krishna is the source of all these. This is why I love this picture. You can see. You even have, Jesus and Allah and Buddha. Everybody's coming. This is a nice verse. Says that, O Brahmanas, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. All right. Here, now we get to Krishna's birth. All right, how was he conceived? Oh, this is a little biology lesson. Maybe some of the youngsters, huh? Yeah, he's going like this. You should cover your ears. We're going to talk about how children are born. No, I'm just kidding. That's okay, because Krishna's birth is not so messy. Don't worry. So sometimes we may think, oh, he's in the womb. In fact, that's the translation of the name of one of the chapters. The prayers of the demigods to Lord Krishna in the womb. And it talks about, one of the acharyas says, oh, he went into the womb. And because he was within Devaki's womb, she was glowing very brilliantly. But then we have another verse. The Lord did not need to live within the womb of Devaki because he was present within the core of her heart. One is here forbidden to think that Krishna was begotten by Vasudeva within the womb of Devaki. But we were just talking about the womb. Now I'm forbidden to think about the womb? I thought she was in the womb. I thought the demigods were praying to him in the womb. All right, so the idea is that this was very mystical. So the super soul, Paramatma. So Krishna has three forms. One form, he is everything. Everything is Krishna's energy, Brahman, Brahma Jyoti. So in a sense, everything is Krishna. And then of course there's Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, whose birth we are celebrating. Plays a flute, peacock feather, does rasa dance. But there's also this Paramatma, super soul. He's in each and every one of your hearts. He's already there. He's in the heart of the plants, the animals. Wherever there's a jiva, there's also super soul, Paramatma. So Krishna's also there. And so here, he just, again, just like the president can be the ambassador, so super soul's already there. Super soul's already in Vasudev's heart or mind. They're synonymous. So Krishna appeared there. And then he went to the heart of Devaki. So very mysterious, very mysterious. He just sort of, Krishna's already there as super soul, so now he became Krishna there. And then he went, Krishna, to the heart of Devaki. Very mysterious. Okay, this one's fun. This one's fun. When Krishna first took birth, when he first appeared to Vasudeva Devaki, what did he look like? How did he appear? Come on, at least get half point. Something? Say something. How did he appear? When he first came out from Devaki's heart, what did he look like? Lord Vishnu. Right? That's why we have this picture. Right? Chaturbhuj. Mukut. Right? Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Right? Okay, so I looked into this, and I even talked with some pundits, and I looked at the verse. It's very interesting. It says, Tam Adbhutam Balakam, that he was born as a wonderful child. So then the verse says, okay, describing what's wonderful about him. And it's saying, oh, he had 4 hands, and he was holding all these items. It doesn't say the wonderful thing about him was he was a full adult. It doesn't say. In fact, it does say, though, that he had fully grown hair. So in Bhagavatam, it's saying, oh, he was an amazing child because he had all these objects and he had fully grown hair. It doesn't say that he was fully grown as an adult. And you can see in the purport, Prabhupada says, no ordinary child in human society has ever been born with 4 hands. And when is a child born with fully grown hair? So, even though we don't see this in the picture, it seems very clear from the verse, and if someone has something from some acharya, I would be very interested to hear. But it seems like he was a little baby Vishnu. He's a cute little baby Vishnu with baby forearms and little baby chakra. Anyway, so I thought that's very cute. So I'm going to start a line of little baby Vishnu stuffed toys, and you can place your advance order here. And you can say, yes, this is how Krishna first appeared. Cute little baby Vishnu. All right, so that's the main thing. Here's just some bonus ones about his sister. Right? Because we said there was a twin sister born to Yashoda. So who was that? Now, somewhere it describes that that's Yoga Maya, the Lord's spiritual energy. But then what happens? The sister gets taken to Mathura, and what happens to her? Those of you know the story? What happens to her? She's swapped for Krishna? Yes. Yes. So she's saying, the person who put the parents in jail, Kamsa, right? He came after it because he thought, this is the 8th child. This is a child supposed to kill me. So he comes and he takes her, but then she slips from his hands. Whew. And then she manifests, Durga, 8 arms, shield, and trident, and things. Hey, I thought she was supposed to be Yoga Maya, the internal energy. This is a little mysterious. And then, oops, I already gave you the answer. Krishna has another sister. Maybe some of you didn't see that. Anyone who didn't see it. Krishna has another sister. He's famous for having another sister. She's on the altar here. Subhadra. So what is she? Is she Yoga Maya, Mahamaya? Well, once when Prabhupada's talking in Montreal in 1968, he said Subhadra is the sister of Krishna and she is incarnation of Durga. Then another time in 1972 in Los Angeles, they're talking about, he says the daughter that slipped up into the sky, Kamsa could not kill her. And then one Vaishnavi is asking, is that Subhadra? Is that girl who flew Subhadra? He says, no, that was Durga. She was Bhadra, not Subhadra. Bhadra is material energy, and Subhadra is spiritual energy. So anyways, a little mystery. But we don't have to get too confused because these are like two sides of the same coin. Just like your electricity, you may have one unit. It is doing air conditioning, it is doing heating, right? Same unit, doing both. Electricity is coming and it does exact opposite functions. So it's very easy to switch. Very easy to switch. So internal energy, external energy, Yoga Maya, Mahamaya, right? In one way very different, right? You don't want the heat on in summer, but you just have to press one button. Same device, same electricity will give you the cold. Anyways, last thing is, Subhadra is the daughter of who? Rohini or Devaki? Who says she's daughter of Rohini? Here, we're doing a poll. Everybody will get half point here. Raise your hand. Subhadra is the daughter of Rohini. Who says? Subhadra is the daughter of Devaki. Who says? Arey, too many 0 points. Come on, take your vote. She's Rohini Suta. Who says? Devaki Suta? Okay. Time for prasad. So actually, Bhagavatam says, although you will see some places, translation of Mahabharata, that she's daughter of Rohini, because see, Vasudev is there, right? Common father. Krishna is also son of Vasudev, that's why he's sister. But in Bhagavatam it says that Lord Balaram wanted to give his maternal cousin, Subhadra, to who to marry? Who did Duryodhana want Subhadra to marry? Anybody know? Duryodhana. And then it later says that Subhadra's parents are Vasudeva and Devaki. So that's why it's the sister. So kind of a half-sister to Balaram, because his mother was Rohini, another wife of Vasudeva, but a full sister to Krishna. All right. So that's it. Basically, any time you spend thinking about Krishna is for your eternal benefit. eternal benefit. Anytime you spend on Facebook is opposite of benefit, eternal waste of time. So here, we've been thinking about Krishna. Maybe you learned some things. You've done it on Janmashtami, so you have gotten very much pious credit. Thank you very much. I congratulate you for spending this very special day, Krishna's birthday, thinking about Krishna and learning a little bit of his Janma Karma Chade Divyam in Tattvataha, in reality. So thank you for your attention. Now we'll do more chanting, because that's the Yuga Dharma. All right. Hare Krishna.
We want to thank Naveen Sham Prabhu for a wonderful class. And I hope many of you have learned the mysteries of Krishna's birth. How many of you felt that it was new news, knowledgeable, or beneficial? Can I see a raise of hands? Haribol, wonderful. Great. Thank you so much for paying attention to this wonderful class. We have, what time is it now? Almost 11. So we have about an hour before we have our last darshan for the night. What is happening right now with Sri Sri Radha Sharadbihari, they're having their late night snack, a full meal. And they just got cleaned up, they just got dressed in their new outfit, and they are having their meal. And after the meal is done, we have to do last minute touches. You know how whenever, I don't think it applies to the men, but I'm sure it applies to the women. When women dress up and they think they are dressed, then they come back and they're like, no, let me check the mirror and see if I missed the earring. How many of the men go through the problem? Don't feel shy. I promise you, your wife won't kill you. Haribol. So we know that, right? That the wife will say, no, I missed something. No, I think I forgot a bangle. Oh, I think something fell off my hair. You know, women have this issue. So that's what's happening to Radha Sharadbihari right now. After their meal, they're going to say, okay, I think I missed something. That takes about 20 minutes to half an hour. It's a pastime, let me tell you, because the Lord is a baby. And we know how babies are very, very fussy and picky. So we got to be extra tolerant. So we have an hour of patience and tolerance to welcome the Lord. So an hour of singing of the holy name so that we can get to the heart of Krishna. So we will be having chanting of the holy name. Srila Prabhupada says, and Lord Chaitanya, who actually is the incarnation of Sri Krishna that came 540 years ago, he brought the holy name, which is the Yuga Dharma of the Bhakti Yoga tradition. And chanting of the holy name is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then Mahamantra actually means, Lord, please engage me in devotional service to you. Such a beautiful mantra, such a beautiful mantra. We're always asking the Lord, please engage me in service. So we are going to be chanting this for the next 1 hour. And close to midnight is when we will have darshan of Sri Sri Radha Sharadbihari. And we will have, believe it or not, many of us think that we are fasting, we don't have the strength to dance. I guarantee you, you will be seeing more dancing than you have ever seen in your life when it comes to midnight. That's when devotees dance like wild. So if you like to dance for the Lord, join us. My humble request is if we can keep the kids quiet so that we all can enjoy it. And we do have signs on the doors that children ages 12 and below should be supervised by the parents or an adult guardian, therefore they do not get hurt. So we humbly request you to please, if you don't have your parents with you, please look for your parents. The parents don't know what the kids are, please go find your kids. because we really want them to be safe. That's a very important thing in our temple here, and in any ISKCON temple, actually. So without further delay, we will start on the bhajans, and we will get ready for welcoming the Lord in 60 minutes. Haribol.
You'll hear it, just play. I start? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Rama. Hare,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare